Both sides in the Sean Diddy Combs case have until today to give answers for how the music mogul has been communicating from jail.
Because my next guest just testified before a federal grand jury. He says he was in possession of a trove of digital evidence from Diddy's freak-offs and parties.
We made a bail appeal to Judge Carter. It did not go our way.
Diddy's legal drama just went from bad to worse. And trust me, the tea is piping hot. In a jaw-dropping turn of events, Diddy's own lawyer has walked away from the case right in the middle of court proceedings. Yep, the same lawyer who was writing for him for months has thrown in the towel, reportedly losing faith in both the case and Diddy himself.
Why is that not a fair outcome?
What he did here is on a magnitude of unlike anybody else you could imagine.
But wait, it gets juicier. On October 23rd, the internet nearly combusted when a prison call recording surfaced. In it, a voice allegedly belonging to Diddy is heard advising one of his sons to get rid of all the pizza boxes.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay.
But it looks like Diddy's advice didn't age well, because now the floodgates have opened. Evidence is pouring out left and right, and more people are stepping up to share their own experiences involving the music mogul. To make matters worse, the accuser's lawyer seems incredibly confident, boldly claiming that Diddy's chances of avoiding a life behind bars are slim to none.
But I have all the confidence in the world and the federal court in the state of New York that they will remain keeping Diddy under no bond and that all of the victims in this case will be able to proceed.
So what's got these lawyers feeling so confident about Diddy's downfall? And why did his own lawyer throw in the towel before the trial even started? Let's dig into the chaos, because the leaked evidence is stacking up faster than we can keep track of. Starting with the basics, the stuff we all need to know. I'll lay it out plain and simple. The prosecutor himself revealed exactly what led to Diddy's indictment and the evidence they uncovered during the search of his home.
During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and the large-capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
And now even more shocking evidence is surfacing, pointing to how Diddy could be tied to some of the most disturbing deaths in the music industry. This might explain why Diddy's own lawyer recently decided to call it quits. After all, when the accusations pile up this high, and with the mounting claims linking Diddy to events that have rattled the industry, perhaps even the sharpest legal minds realize there's no clean way out of this web of allegations. For context, this all blew up when a new witness, Courtney Burgess, stepped into the spotlight. Burgess, a former associate of Diddy's late ex-girlfriend Kim Porter, has dropped a bombshell that could change everything. He claims to have received flash drives containing explosive materials, evidence that just might be the game changer the prosecution has been waiting for. According to Burgess, these flash drives contain the completed book that Kim Porter had promised would go public if anything ever happened to her. This isn't just a collection of notes or unfinished drafts. Burgess claims it's the full 54 pages of Kim's work, and it begins with a chilling message. The book starts with Kim's promise that if something were to happen to her, she wanted this book to be shared with the world.
Mr. Burgess is delivering that truth. Mr. Burgess actually told me that he believed that the purpose of that gag order letter that was written by Mark Agnifilo on November 3rd was because Diddy knew that it was Courtney who was bringing this information.
Now, for the past few months, some truly disturbing claims have resurfaced about the contents of Kim Porter's manuscript. If these revelations had come to light the day Kim passed away in November 2018, we might have learned the chilling details of what Diddy had been up to over the past 2 decades. One of the wildest claims in Kim's manuscript is downright jaw-dropping. She allegedly accuses Diddy of hitting her with a chair so hard that it landed her in the hospital. She even thought she might not make it out alive. But that's not all. While she was in the hospital, Diddy allegedly paid off the entire staff to keep quiet about the incident. And if you think that's bad, there's more. Kim also claims that during a yacht trip, things got so intense that Diddy broke her nose in a brutal attack. It was so severe they had to fly her to the nearest hospital to get it fixed. But the mistreatment didn't stop there. Kim reportedly described how Diddy controlled every aspect of her life. He allegedly wired her home, tapped her phone, and hired people to spy on her.
And then sometimes when Kim lived on 70th something street, and I would go upstairs with Diddy, you could hear the shit in the hallway. And I would just shake my head when he come out or whatever, and Kim would be in the house. And it's always about where she was at or who she was dealing with.
Things took a darker turn when Diddy sought full custody of their children. Feeling cornered, Kim supposedly threatened to expose everything, especially Diddy's deepest, darkest secrets, which, by the way, are seriously questionable. Freak-offs. The manuscript also dropped bombshells about Diddy's manipulative behavior, forcing Kim into degrading situations and controlling her to the point where she was emotionally shattered. We got a glimpse of this when Cassie filed her own lawsuit against Diddy, revealing years of mistreatment during their 11-year relationship. And it's not hard to believe Kim was the first to experience it. But the creepiest claim of all, Kim allegedly suggested that Diddy was somehow involved in the tragic deaths of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G. She hinted that he orchestrated events to keep control over their legacies, making this whole situation even more twisted than anyone could have imagined. This explosive revelation gained major traction when retired LAPD Detective Greg Kading, the mastermind behind some of the most crucial investigations in hip-hop history, stepped forward. Known for his role in investigating the murders of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G., Kading pulled back the curtain on the tumultuous music scene of the 1990s, offering an unfiltered account of the conflicts that ultimately shaped the genre. In a jaw-dropping interview, Kading revealed how Diddy may have been at the heart of the shady deals and covert betrayals that fueled the war of that era. Kading's investigation into the events surrounding Tupac's murder took a dark turn when he claimed that Diddy might have been the one to order the hit on Tupac.
You're gonna need people that said, I was there when a financial transaction took place and it was very clear what that money was for. I was there when the agreement was made. I spoke with Puff about it and he told me that he'd hired these guys.
Even Jaguar Wright has something to say about all of this.
Tupac was the threat, which is why they got rid of him first. Biggie was symptomatic of that, because they needed Biggie to die to create the realness around the story of the East Coast West Coast battle.
She also claimed that Diddy had access to substances that could trigger pneumonia and heart attack symptoms. According to her, this could connect him to several mysterious deaths in the music industry.
She had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know...
And just to make things even spicier, she says she has the receipts, evidence that could shake up the whole narrative. This isn't so far-fetched when you consider it. Kim was one of the first to experience the darker side of Diddy's control. Officially, her death in 2018 was attributed to pneumonia, but right from the start, there were questions. The initial coroner's report hinted at foul play, with toxins found in her body that could mimic pneumonia symptoms. Rumors started circulating about blood on her pillow and a suspicious trail from her bedroom to the bathroom, painting a much more sinister picture. What made it even more chilling was the timeline. Kim reportedly made a 911 call at 2:43 a.m., but help didn't arrive until hours later when Kimora Lee Simmons found her around 11 a.m. That delay raised major red flags. Kim's family has been suspicious from the start. They've allegedly spoken with the FBI about pursuing a wrongful death lawsuit against Diddy, but investigators have reportedly urged them to stay silent to avoid compromising the case. Another instance we need to consider is none other than Kim Porter's ex, Al B. Sure. He reportedly faced a horrific ordeal, landing in a coma for 2 months. While he hasn't publicly disclosed the full story, reports hint that he was working on a tell-all book detailing the same freak-off lifestyle we're now learning more about.
Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead.
Yeah.
Andre Harrell is dead. The only two left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
So why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's
the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
Just as mentioned, Al B. Sure's situation has an eerie resemblance to that of Andre Harrell, another key figure in the music industry. Andre was reportedly working on a manuscript that aimed to expose the industry's darkest secrets, including how powerful figures allegedly use substances and manipulation to control and silence others. He was also set to reveal how Diddy, with Clive Davis's help, replaced him as an industry heavyweight. Tragically, before he could release these revelations, Andre was found dead.
Before we left Andre Harrell's house, Puff told me I didn't have to go. I knew that somebody was gonna die that night.
Another death in the world of music today. The founder of Uptown Records passed. Andre Harrell died late Thursday at his home in California. Harrell gave rapper Sean Puff Daddy Combs his first big break.
And let's not forget Jamie Foxx. Recently, his name has been added to this grim list of connections. Jamie had a famously close friendship with Diddy, so close that Diddy let him record some of the freak show activities.
Yo, Puff, yo, you gotta let me film this, the whole thing. We need to document this, Playboy. He was like, yo, let him through. And I'm like, all right, I'm through.
However, last year, Jamie experienced a mysterious health scare after reportedly sharing disturbing details about events tied to Diddy. Falling into a coma, his story seems to follow the same troubling pattern of those who got too close to the truth. Last month, Choke No Joke dropped a bombshell during an interview with Comedy Hype. He shared his first-hand account of attending 2 of Jamie Foxx's shows in Atlanta and revealed some jaw-dropping details. According to Choke, during the tapings, Jamie directly stated Diddy was responsible for what happened to him.
But Jamie Foxx states in the special that Diddy was responsible for what happened to him, and he is the one that called the FBI on him.
But wait, there's more. In another jaw-dropping twist, celebrity security guard Big Homie CC took things even further. Echoing the earlier revelations by Choke No Joke, Big Homie also claimed that Jamie directly accused Diddy of poisoning him. The security guard even added that Jamie reported these chilling suspicions to the FBI.
What are some of the things that you heard behind the scenes that were going on before this indictment actually dropped?
Well, I know he poisoned Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx reported him to the FBI because of it. I know that's a fact.
We're talking about when, what was it, a year or 2 ago or so, when Jamie Foxx got real sick and everybody said he had a stroke.
Yes.
We're talking about that, or we're talking about something different?
At this point, it's becoming harder to dismiss the possibility that Diddy might be tied to some of the industry's most suspicious deaths. According to the feds, they might even be gearing up to include these allegations in their growing case. Looking back, there's a haunting pattern. Many celebrities tied to Diddy have met untimely ends through drowning, poisoning, or mysterious illnesses like pneumonia. Take Aaron Carter, for instance, a name that's now being whispered in this dark narrative. Known for his turbulent life and substance struggles, Aaron had ties to Diddy early in his career. Some speculate that Aaron might have been one of Diddy's first victims. Chillingly, just before his death, Aaron made cryptic claims, suggesting someone was after him. Many now wonder if those ominous warnings pointed directly to Diddy.
And no one said anything.
Silence breaker for my brother, who is a and they're after my life. My whole family is after my life, and they're setting me up. And Sony Records owes me $3.5 million, and they don't want to pay me, and it would be in their better interest, just like Michael told me. They owe me money, and they're trying to off. And I'm begging you, and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can so I can move to an undisclosed location where I am safe. They had cops come and check for a rope in my garage, saying I wanted to hang myself.
Interestingly, the list of celebrities who mysteriously died from drowning, often reportedly linked to overdoses, is longer than you might think. Whitney Houston and her daughter, Bobby Christina, are among the most high-profile cases. Then there's Matthew Perry, who tragically passed away in his hot tub, and Stephen Twitch Boss, whose death in a hotel also raised eyebrows. Another story that's definitely worth revisiting is that of Biggie Smalls, or the notorious B.I.G. Nearly 3 decades after his tragic death, many still question if Diddy played a role in Biggie's passing. The speculation has raised concerns about Diddy's possible involvement in the aftermath, including efforts to hide crucial evidence. Biggie Smalls, born Christopher Wallace, was tragically taken from the world in March 1997 in Los Angeles, just months after Tupac Shakur's death in 1996. Both rappers still hold a special place in the hearts of fans, and their untimely deaths continue to be deeply felt. Fast forward to the investigations into their deaths, and things take a twist with a link to Diddy. In 2009, Greg Kading, the former LAPD detective investigating Biggie's murder, interviewed Keefe D, the same man who was with the shooter the night Tupac died. Oh, and Keefe D is also the one who claimed Diddy was behind the hit on Tupac.
Diddy is part of it. Diddy paid $1 million. I think it just makes for a good story.
New court discoveries in the Tupac Shakur murder case. New court documents show that Dwayne Keefe D. Davis accused hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs of paying $1 million for the of the rap icon Tupac Shakur.
As Kading dug into Biggie's case, he made a shocking discovery. Keefe D was at a party Biggie had attended just hours before he was shot. This raised suspicions that Keefe D might know more about the crime than he let on. The plot thickened when Valletta Wallace, Biggie's mother, filed a $500 million lawsuit against the LAPD, accusing them of hiding the truth about her son's death. This legal move prompted the reopening of the investigation in 2006, with Greg Kading back on the case. And that's when things got even juicier. Kading uncovered a wealth of new evidence that could finally uncover the dark truth behind Biggie's murder. Now, since Greg Kading had retired from the LAPD, he could only share what he knew with the feds. He spilled the tea on Diddy, revealing how the mogul was allegedly profiting off Biggie and even hinted that Biggie was planning to leave Bad Boy Records just weeks before his untimely death. Even Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, revealed the same shocking details. Deal got a rare look at Biggie's contract when he was tasked with holding Diddy's briefcase during a flight. What he saw was eye-opening. Biggie was making $250,000 per installment while Diddy kept control of the publishing rights. In a jaw-dropping interview on DJ Vlad's vlog, Gene Deal went even further, claiming that Biggie was on the verge of signing a massive deal worth over $60 million right before his death.
I said, yo, Big, somebody gonna try to come kill us tonight. And Lil C's, who I hadn't seen all week, Lil C says, Gene, go ahead on with that cop shit. I said, I know one thing, you better get you a GED. You know what that is? A good enough degree, so they don't cheat you out your money like they doing your man right here. And I was talking to about Big, because I had read his whole contract on the plane, because Puff had gave me the briefcase. When he gave me the briefcase, you know, like, he just do some bullshit, hand me the briefcase, and went to first class, and I went to coach in the emergency exit, and I just opened it up, start reading the shit.
Valletta Wallace, Biggie's mom, totally backs up these claims. In her book, Biggie, Valletta Wallace Remembers, she shares how her son signed with Bad Boy for just $25,000 at the age of 19. And the list of names connected to Diddy doesn't stop there. Another name that keeps popping up is Craig Mack, who tragically passed away on March 12, 2018 at the age of 47. Official reports say he died from congestive heart failure. But doesn't that sound oddly familiar? It seems like the cause of death for many close to Diddy has either been pneumonia, drowning, or even a heart attack. The rift between Craig and Diddy started over money, particularly when it came to their albums. Sources say Craig felt shortchanged, claiming that he never got paid by Diddy or Biggie for his contributions. Craig even opened up about the strain in their relationship, revealing that he had agreed to work on Diddy's projects with the understanding he'd get a third of the profits. But as time passed, that promised payment never came through. Frustrated, Craig stopped working with Diddy altogether. But things didn't just end there. The feud took a dark turn. Craig revealed he was threatened by Diddy's associates, who stalked him and issued chilling warnings. He courageously called out Diddy's tactics, likening them to a bullying mafia mentality, with Diddy and his crew putting pressure on him to pay up. The threats escalated to explicit death threats, leaving Craig genuinely fearing for his life. And it didn't take long before Craig Mack tragically passed away. This eerie pattern has many people raising their eyebrows. Could Diddy somehow be linked to these untimely deaths? Some are starting to think it's more than just a coincidence. When you add this to the chilling claims about Diddy's alleged ability to silence or manipulate people through dark methods, it's easy to see why folks are connecting the dots. And just when you thought things couldn't get any more intense, Mark Agnafilo, one of Diddy's top defense attorneys, is seen leaving the courtroom at a crucial point in his legal battle. What's going on here? Is he getting cold feet? Or is the pressure from these explosive new allegations just too much to handle? Many are speculating that Agnafilo might be seriously considering ditching Diddy. Mark Agnafilo is a big deal in the world of criminal defense with over 30 years of experience. He's not just your average lawyer. This guy's got some serious street cred. He earned his bachelor's in philosophy and political science from Connecticut College back in '86, and then went on to graduate from Brooklyn Law School in 1990. He's worked in some pretty high-profile positions, like a former supervisor at the United States Attorney's Office for New Jersey and as a Manhattan Assistant District Attorney. Over the years, Mark has handled over 200 major cases, ranging from securities fraud to political corruption and even international arms dealing. He's even worked in countries like Italy, Switzerland, and Romania, tackling some seriously high-stakes criminal matters. So when you hear that he quit Diddy's case, that's a big red flag. With his background, he doesn't just walk away from anything unless there's something huge at play. And according to these explosive claims, one of the reasons Diddy's legal team might be stepping back is the mounting evidence that Courtney Burgess is reportedly ready to unleash. The pressure is building, and it seems Burgess is holding cards that could change everything. Beyond Kim Porter's actual manuscript, Burgess has alleged possession of 11 flash drives packed with shocking content. These drives supposedly contain recordings involving 8 different celebrities, 6 men and 2 women. And here's where things take a darker turn. Burgess claims that 2 of the 3 individuals in the footage were minors at the time. And here's where things get even more chilling. Some are speculating that one of the alleged minors mentioned in Burgess's claims could be none other than Justin Bieber.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
The timeline adds an intriguing layer to this theory. Back in 2008, Justin was just starting to make waves in the music world and reportedly met Diddy for the first time. Around that same period, Diddy and Kim Porter's relationship hit its final breaking point. By late 2008, Kim publicly announced their split, stating it was best for her, Diddy, and their family. However, whispers at the time suggested there was more to the story. Allegedly, Kim had uncovered disturbing truths about Diddy's private interactions with Justin and other minors. It said that she's held on to this information, including potential tapes, but never went public due to the immense power and influence Diddy wielded at the time. And if you're curious about what Justin went through at the hands of Diddy, drop a comment below if you want us to dive deeper into it. In the meantime, what are your thoughts on all of this? Do you think Diddy has a shot at bouncing back from everything? Let us know in the comments. While you're at it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos for more updates and juicy details. We've got you covered.